What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we are going to be installing, I don't even know if this is coming up, an LED light bar on our 2016 F-250. This was sent out a while ago. I'm sure this company's ready for me to finally do this. But first, it's super cold. Don't forget your 6.0 Bro merch. We got hoodies. We have a couple different ones up there. Check those out. And we will be doing more merch in the future, just kind of getting through school and such, but stay tuned. We have a lot more coming. Now, some of you guys remember me doing this on my 2015 I had before I sold it, and I liked the look of it. It wasn't anything crazy, and this is a really clean, nice looking light bar sent over to you from the Nilights. I think I'm saying that correctly. Those guys. And I gotta tell you, I like it. It's very similar to a previous one I installed, so I like that. It'll be very easy to hook up under here. If this is coming up, I don't know again, where this front license plate is. It comes with a wiring harness. One thing that's kind of goofy, I thought, not to talk crap or anything, because it's overall a nice wiring harness. They don't give you like super dinky wires or anything. You get decent gauge wire on this. You have a relatively nice switch here. I'm probably going to hide this in the cab. I wasn't originally going to install it at all. I was going to hook it up to a one of the upfitter switches I'll be installing, but I don't know. After messing with it, it's kind of nice. I think I'm going to use it. Hooked up to a relay. You have a fuse for coming off your terminals. Overall, decent little kit. All right, guys, before we get to taking this license plate off that I meant to take off a while ago, because I don't like advertising for companies, they weren't bad. Dead batteries 2 months in, or a month and a half in. That was fun. But anyway, other than that, it's a really nice truck, so I can't be too hateful to the guys. But this license plate needs to go. Oh wait, before we get into this, like, comment, and please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a lot, guys. There'll be affiliate links down in the description if you want this product. So please check all that stuff out. It helps out the channel a lot, especially when you purchase through affiliate links. It does mean a ton to the channel, so thank you guys for all your support. Still have my tools in my truck from working on someone's Jeep yesterday. So underneath here, this isn't connected to anything. This is just like these little clips that sit back here. You can literally just pull them forward and set this in front. But, oh, well, that's working. Since I'm just going to be not using this at all, and it's not worth anything, it's not like you can sell this or something. I mean, I guess it's worth something if you need one, but it's a select group of people. Still did it. Oh well. Anyway, that's that. So, what you can't see is there's two little bolt holes up here, and I'm gonna see if the hardware that came with this actually fits. Because if it does, well, we're just gonna use that. And all we're gonna do is run the wire up this side to one of our batteries. So it comes with a little bit of stuff here. Honestly, if you're gonna be installing this, you should just kind of expect the need to get some of your own stuff. But it is nice that it does come with some things to try to. All right, it's close, but it's not quite there. Really, all I need to do is grab some washers. I'm sure I have some somewhere floating around, but I'd rather just I don't feel like digging for stuff. It'll be faster for me to just drive to Advanced Auto, that's literally 2 minutes down the road, and grab some new washers. All right, so we got some heat wrap or shrink wrap stuff to protect our connections. We got some additional washers to go with what we got here. There we go, that'll work. Probably still need to kind of stack the smaller washers that come in this kit with these bigger ones. You could just get all new hardware again. I'm just kind of getting this done quick. Next, I'm gonna drop the wire down that I need to. So here's one thing. We have this extra set spliced off. I'm gonna cut these and I'm gonna just cover the tops with some shrink wrap. I have no need for that. Like, if you were gonna run another light bar, I mean, I guess technically you could hook this up to fog lights or something. You could run wires off this and run fog lights and your LED light bar, but I don't want to do that. So they just have it spliced in here. In the wiring diagram they show, again, so here's one set and here's the other set. In the wiring diagram that they have, this set, or they show like another light bar. So if you wanted to hook up two at the same time, you could just run them off this. I feel like that's a popular on like Jeeps to run like two different light bars. So you could very easily all run this off one. So that's a nice feature, but for us it's not doing anything. So we're just going to get rid of these connectors and call it a day. And then protect them from the weather. That's important as well. All right. So I did what we said. We cut those. I put some heat wrap on the connectors that I cut off. So if I ever need to mess with that in the future, if I ever install another LED light bar, I don't think I will, but hey, you never know. Maybe we'll put something behind the grill, or there's other crap we could do if I wanted, but that's set up that way anyway. So, and again, it's all salvageable. Nothing's permanently taken apart. So this next part we just got to crimp. They give you connectors, also additional fuses. There's an inline fuse. They give you 3 extra fuses. I thought that was kind of nice. And then they give you the connectors for all of the wires you might need. So again, if you were hooking up an additional light bar, if you had one on and you wanted it all to run off your new one, both light bars kick on, you have nice connectors to crimp on to the wires. So I'm going to expose a little more wire than that came on this, but that's just really kind of personal preference. Maybe not. Let's see how it fits first before I start doing stuff. Yeah, I want a little more wire exposed for that. That's not big. Get yourself a nice set of wire cutters and a crimping tool. You don't need a ton of wire exposed. This would, what they have done would probably work. I'm just a little picky. So also what I'm going to do is I'm going to take additional heat wrap, because we're going to put some, or shrink wrap, whatever you guys want to call it, I don't really care, but we're going to put this around all these connectors to make sure everything's nice. I'm going to put one big one around all of it. The point being is we're trying to make sure that all of the everything's weatherproof, you know, to the best of our ability. I wouldn't say we get insane weather in Pennsylvania, but we do get some pretty bad weather from time to time, so you're going to want to make sure that you have a good seal. We have a nice crimp there. Give it a little tug, make sure it's all staying put. I hope this is coming up what I'm doing here. I'm crimping, but when we do the head unit video for this truck, I'll show this a little more in detail. But you know, make sure you have a good crimping tool. Makes this part a lot nicer. And again, you can pull it off if you really give it a good oomph, but that's not the goal. And again, I always like to check the other stuff as well, make sure everything's put together decently. And then from there, it's matching black to black. and red to red. At this point, we can actually test this out, because now we just have to connect touch our power wire and stuff to see and hit our switch. I'll let you guys get this more in the picture. All right, so there we have it. So we know that's working. So we're gonna put this heat wrap over this now. I lied about one thing. I'm gonna have to do them separately. Okay, so what I had to do here is expose, I guess I should make sure again that this is actually watching what I want you to do. Okay, so what I had to actually do is expose more of this wire to fit one of these fatter ones on each side, because it's getting over the attachments was too big. It wouldn't actually fit over them. So I'm gonna have to do each one individually, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Just wasn't how I wanted to do it originally. So no biggie there. I bought extra of this stuff for that reason. Take two. All right, so again, we're just crimping here. Made a little miscalculation on my part. That's okay. That one's good to go. All right, now just make sure that these are all good as well, and they are. So again, black to black. Got a good connection there. Red to red, obviously. I actually do kind of like these connectors they have. They actually inherently have a level of weather protection in them. I still think you'd be wise to shrink wrap this all. You can get connectors that just will do the shrink wrap for you, and they're nice, but again, not what I wanted with this. Double check, make sure it's working still. And it is, so want to get a heat gun for this part, but I don't have one, so lighter it is. I really should have a heat gun for this. It would make it much nicer. Alright, so how this mounts up here is there's a nut held in a groove here that allows you to move these brackets all over. So you put your bolt in this bracket. This is what the bracket looks like. This is what's going to mount up here on the truck, and then this will actually allow you to cant this back and forth. Okay, so cool little design there. I think that might be a little different than the one. It's very similar but different than the one I did before. So I just have a washer and a lock nut on this. There's two different There's two different length bolts. I went with the smaller one for these. To which I'm pretty certain I didn't have to go get additional washers now. But oh well, I have them. I'll probably use them. So anyway, you want to be careful how tight you put this at first, because that'll affect your ability to cant this and move these around. So what I will do is I'm still going to use the two different size washers I got. So I have a larger one. We'll put that on first. A smaller one. There's also a lock washer in here. And then a nut. This isn't the worst to do by yourself, but I will say an extra set of hands right now would be kind of nice. And that's not as bad now that I have that one, you know, in there. Now again, we're going to do the same thing. A big, a small, a lock, and a nut. So I did still need the washers I got. Not a big fan of stacking washers. For something like this, it really isn't a big deal, so don't get like super worried, but I do prefer to just have one that's the correct size instead of what I'm doing here. Just to acknowledge this isn't my normal go-to, but it is getting dark, which means we'll soon be able to try this out. So I don't like, there we go. So change the can of it, work it back and forth left to right, tighten everything down here. That's unfortunate, my tripod just broke. So what we're gonna do here, so I have a relay to mount, and we're actually gonna mount that right on top of this little push pin here. We're just gonna push that in on that side. And then I eventually would like to do nicer grounds and power other than hooking up straight to the battery, but for now, to get this running tonight, that's really all you're doing. I'd like to kind of eventually put like some kind of run some type of connector to have like a designated, like maybe even something, that's a fuse box. I don't know where I'll run it, but I'd like to be able to have an access point for things I want to wire up that's separate from hooking directly to the battery. That is a project for another time. And again, plenty of wire. We'll run the switch into the cab another time. Again, guys, you're just hooking up. I'm going to undo that bolt there, put my negative there, do the same on the power side, and then it will be, in a little bit, it'll be dark enough to show you guys all this. So I'm not going to show you this part because this is that simple, but stay tuned. We'll get some night shots of this next. Bear with me, guys. We're on my cell phone here trying to get some good night shots, and this shows LED lights much better than my GoPro does. So there it is. There's the light bar installed. It looks really nice. I like it. I don't know if this secondary light I'm using is helpful or not, but we'll get some more shots of it in the daylight. But it's all installed, half wired up, because like I said, I need to figure out where I'm mounting that switch. But you can really mount it anywhere. Drill a hole loosely, you know, about the size that has little plastic pieces on either side to help hold it in place. But we're going to stop talking now and show some night shots of this. As you can see, that's pitch black. You'll see, we're going to turn the truck on actually. So what I want to show is, there's with my lights. Those are my headlights. And there's so it's a little bright. Whew. All right, so again, this is just with the truck on and just the LED light bar. So there's the side of my house that's, I don't know, 20 feet away or so. Lighting up all of that. This is just the LED light bar. So just wanted to get some good night shots of it so you guys can see how bright it is. Again, there's nothing. Light bar. So it is very, very bright. Great for off-road use, obviously, since it's illegal to run these on the road. But there it is, guys. Thank you for checking that out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop those comments down below. Affiliate links in the description. Thank you for the sponsorship, guys. I'll see you in the next upload.